Hey y'all, my name is Sarah and this is my FlossTube Sarah Stitches. Today is April 18th, Sunday. I hope everybody has had a great week. Got lots of stitching in. It's been actually 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, not quite, since I last filmed. I have decided to go to every 2 weeks instead of every week. I just got to thinking and feeling like I just wasn't having enough content. And because I am a slow stitcher, and I just felt like I didn't want to bore y'all with not really having anything to show or to talk about. And so I have decided to go to every 2 weeks, and so hoping that will help and I'll have more things to show. I watch a lot of FlossTubers. I don't know how you do it. You have my children are grown. You have young children, you work full-time jobs, and they're just whipping out stuff constantly. And I'm just like, how in the world do they do that? It takes me forever to get one piece done. And so I feel like with me going every 2 weeks, I will have better content for you. That being said, I've gotten lots of new subscribers since I last filmed, and I thank everybody. I thank everybody for watching and for your sweet comments, and it's just been so much fun for me. I do have a couple of FlossTubers that I would like to shout out. The first one is the Smoky Mountain Stitchers. They are a sister team on FlossTube. But they live in Florida. They just like to go to the Smoky Mountains. And so I really enjoy watching them. One of them's husband, when they film, their backdrop is NASCAR. And my husband is big NASCAR. He's got all the cars, was a big Dale Earnhardt fan, and so I had commented, oh, I see someone in your house likes NASCAR. And so and I'd asked them help, saying I was looking for a chart, and they were very helpful trying to find me a chart. But they have, I just enjoy them. You can just tell they've got a really good relationship. They feed off each other real well, and just a lot of fun to watch. And the second one I watch is, and I hope I say this right, is Lockabee's Stitching. She is out of Texas. And I'm going to link these channels below, but she makes her own frames. Y'all, she is so talented. And she does the wood carving, and she puts little flowers and birds, and just has, her pieces are so cute when they're finished. So, but those are two that I have found that I really enjoy watching. So, I've got one, I'll move on to I've got one FFO. I did finish my April Cottage of the Month, and it's in my frame from Cheeky Sheep off of Etsy. I'll link them below. But I did not use the glass this time because I've got batting behind it. This is stitched on 32 count lamb's wool, and so and it's such a tight fit, I don't even have anything securing it, which is good because I do plan on using this frame for my others. And so I'll just be able to pop this one out real easy. So, but got that finished. Now I just got to, this took a little bit to stitch. I don't know, to me it seemed like it took longer to stitch than, I didn't get March in time, so February's was the last one I did. But really like it, and so I'm anxious to get May started. Excuse me, my throat's scratchy. That's the only thing I got finished. I worked on, I should have got me something to drink. I mainly worked on my whips. I'm trying to, because for me personally, I feel like my whips are getting out of control. And I only got just maybe 10 or 15, and I feel like that's kind of stressing me out a little bit. And so I think I'm going to take the rest of the month. I do plan on starting the May though, so I can hopefully get it finished first part of May. But and really work on my whips, maybe get a finish out of one or two, or at least make some good progress. And so I worked on. Let me get my glasses so I'm not squinting. I know I've been squinting a lot. It's called Firework Lane by Little Stitch Girl. Here's the chart. Hope that ring light's not in the way, but that's the chart. Now I am stitching the houses in different order. I'm stitching, instead of red, blue, and white, I'm doing red, white, and blue on my houses. And this is stitched on 28 count Lugana that it was a grayish color, but I dunked it in some more gray, or maybe it was blue, but it's really kind of a gray. I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but that I did dunk in a gray to make it more gray. But I got the White House done. Real happy with that, and I did get a little bit of grass done. And these houses take a while to do. I worked on, I think, this house, because I had it about, I think last time I showed it, just, I don't know, maybe up in here I had done. But it took a good 2 nights to do all this. Mostly, I've been trying to stitch in the mornings a little bit, and then in the evenings. That I get most of my stitching. I did yesterday, was Saturday, and it was real gloomy and rainy and kind of on the cool side. So I did stitch a little bit more during the day than what I normally do. But I feel like if I'm going to have this, I'd really like to have this finished by July. So I better stay on this one, because I won't, because it's a slow stitch for me. I also worked on, got a thread there, the Temperature Tree by, where's my chart? Here it is. I've tried to film this a couple of times and keep getting interruptions. So, but it's by Sarah Hughes. She's the Stitching Mommy on Etsy and FlossTube. But this is the chart, and this is where I'm at. This is stitched on 14 count, just the Aida that I coffee tea dye. I kind of wish now, I mean, I'm not going to change it, but I see everybody stitching them on the blue, and it's so pretty. And but I like mine, and I'm not going to change it, but I do wish I had used the blue. But I did get my February branch. And I was excited because, you know, here in Arkansas for February, we had some very unusual weather, very cold temperatures. And so, and you can see and this was a lot right here for us. Normally, you know, as you can tell before, it's just a lot of here and there. But this was continuous, because normally we get cold weather. I'm not saying we don't, but it's just like for a day or two. And then the next day it's up in the 60s. And so I got that done, and I did get a little bit of the tree trunk done, so I'm going to keep working on that and get March done. I hope my little pup, my dog here, he's whining. I don't know what his deal is. Come here, Hank. Come here. We'll see if I can't get him to come over here so y'all can see him. Come here. You want to? No. Come here. Come here. He ain't going to do it. No. Okay. And I worked on, here it is, Little House Needleworks, the Spring ABCs. And I think last time I showed it, I had worked up until the garden right here. And so I've gotten all the way down here. Got the house done and the tree, and down to the end. So, but really enjoying this. I'm hoping by next time I see y'all that maybe this will be an FFO. Kind of keep hoping. I think I should be able to. So those were my whips that I worked on this week. I do have, and if I didn't say, this is stitched on 14 count Aida coffee tea dye that I did. I do have a little bit of a haul. Well, I feel like it's a lot of haul. Matter of fact, it was kind of stressing me because I think I've been doing some stress shopping. You know, if you've been watching my videos from the beginning, you know that my mother has dementia and I'm her caregiver. And I don't want it to sound worse than what it is, but the dementia is advancing, and she's not eating like she was, and it's very stressful because, you know, you're so ingrained that you have to eat. You know, you need the nutrition, you have to eat. And so there's days that she just don't want you. It's just like she doesn't really taste her food anymore, and so it's just a hassle to chew. And then also I do think she is forgetting, and then just keeps chewing, and then sometimes she'll spit it out. And then sometimes it's just, you know, I can get like 4 or 5 good bites in her, and then she's done. And you can't force them, you know, you can't force them. And so we've really gone to more Ensure, and which is good. I mean, she drinks it just fine, but there's some days that, you know, it's a slow process. Like, you know, I can get her to drink a little bit, but then I have to go back a little bit later to get her to drink more. Because, you know, it's just, I'm bothering her, really and truly, is what it boils down to. And so I think I've taken a little bit of my stress relief in shopping for cross-stitch stuff. And so this week, I've been kind of waiting for the mailman. I want to beat my husband to the mailman, you know, to the post box, to the mailbox. Not that he cares, I'm not saying that, but I feel like he's going to be like, what in the world have you been buying? And then also, he's the type that he'll joke and he'll say, oh, well, you've been buying all this? Well, I'm just going to go buy me some fishing things, you know. And so, I don't want him doing that either. But anyway, so there's been a few times I've been sprinting to the mailbox to try to beat him. But I did get a, let me pull it all over here. I tried to keep it separate from the stores. But like I said, this is my second, third time to film because of my interruptions from my 4-legged fur babies over here. But the first one I got is from the Cross-Eyed Cricket, the Cricket collection, and it's Autumn. And I've been eyeing these for a long time and just finally said I'm going to get me one. And so that was that. And I got the Flea Market Flowers from Lori Holt. I don't think I'm going to do the stitch along because I'm not good with those. But this one I really liked, and I would like to stitch this and put in my bedroom. I seem to do more seasonal stitching, and I'm trying to find things that it's not seasonal. I mean, I have things, but I gravitate towards seasonal, I'll say that. But I just thought this was so pretty. And I got the 25 count Lugana barley to go with it. I did not see, well, come here. Come here. Come here. He's right here. Can you see him? No. Come here, Hank. His name's Hank. Come here. He's, okay. There's that. I didn't see any floss packs with it, so I'm going to keep my eye out for those. And this is the fabric that, and I think it's kind of washing out on here, blowing out. But that's what I got. And I got, I thought I had another piece from Pack. No, I got a PDF from them. Oh, and I got something else, but it's already kitted up. I'll show that in a minute. I got, if I can find it real quick, I'm not going to, here it is. Creamery. It's this one here. I've seen this one stitched and I've liked it, and I thought this would be real cute in my kitchen. I do want to get the fabric that goes with it. And so, come here. I think I might have to pause this here in a minute and let him out. Come here. He still won't come over here. I placed an order with Fire. Oh, and I got also, and I just like this color. It was just on their page and I saw it. It's Classic Color Works bandana. And I just thought that was real pretty, and I didn't have it, so I got it. I placed my first order with Fire Poppies, and I was very pleased with it. Very fast shipping, just was, and I will be ordering from them again. But I purchased Plum Street samplers, Cow, Pal, Powell. I get tongue-tied when I say that for some reason. But I just thought that was so cute. So I got that one. And I purchased Winter Rose Manor. I just thought this was beautiful. I've seen several people. I've actually seen some finishes on Instagram. And I don't know when I'm going to start this. I don't think this will be anytime soon. But I caught this, to me, as a sampler. I don't know if it technically is, but normally I don't gravitate towards them, but I just love this one, so I got it. And I got a little order from Annabella's off of Etsy. I got it's called A Basket Full of Love by Cottage Garden. I don't know if, there we go. Now you can see. And I purchased, this is a new girl. I saw her on Etsy, and she does have a floss tube. It's called Monica's Stitching. Now, I have not watched the floss tube, so I don't know anything about it. But she's got an Etsy store, and it's got a couple charts in it. The first one I got was called Watermelon. And I just thought that was so just typical summer. It just reminded me of summer with the watermelon and the flag and the sunflowers. So I got that one. And I picked up the second one out of her shop. Was called Sunflowers. I liked it. I thought that was real cute, so I got that one. I also purchased off of Stash Unload. I have bought another bag from this girl. Her name is Ashley Bremer, B-R-E-M-E-R. I don't know if she has a Etsy store. If she does, I'll link it. But I've only seen her on Stash Unload on Facebook. But I got the project bag, and this is Scooby-Doo. And the reason why I got this is because growing up, Scooby-Doo was one of my favorite cartoons. And, you know, I don't know how, it's probably been 20 years ago, they made I guess call it a live version. And it had, the only two people I can think of right offhand that were in it was Sarah Michelle Gellar and her husband, Freddie Prinze. And, but we loved the movie. And I can remember my kids were young at that point, and we watched it as a family. So I had to get this. But I also have a little story. When my kids were younger, hold on just a minute. Okay, I went and let him out. Hopefully he'll stay out there the remainder. I was telling the story about when my kids were younger, our neighbor's dog had puppies, and they were, she was a black lab. We don't know what the father was. She kind of roamed free in the neighborhood, so we think Bear was maybe, we had a few people tell us that he looked like he maybe had some Rottweiler in him. But we had, through the cries and the tears with the kids, we eventually got, they were just giving them away, so we got one. We already had one at the time. He was a little rat terrier mix, and so so we got Bear. I said at first, Bear's gonna be outside, but I was wrong. Bear came in. But anyway, he was scared of things. You know, now he wasn't ever scared of storms, but like fireworks, and just had anxiety about being left alone. And he was my dog that, you know, when you left, you had to put everything up. He chewed up chargers. He ate some of my husband's pills. Of course, that scared us all to death, but he was fine. But constantly eating chips and bread. You just never knew would you come home and find. And I would try to remember to put stuff up, you know, back where he couldn't reach it, because my husband worked shift work at that time. And be running late or something and forget, and you come home and there'd be a bag of chips been eaten in the floor or bread. But anyway, my daddy gave him the nickname as Bear-Badoo. He said he's like Scooby-Doo. You know, Scooby-Doo was kind of scared of things, was scared. So my daddy, he always called him Bear-Badoo. And so that was Bear's nickname. We called him Bear-Badoo. So when I think of Scooby-Doo, I think of Bear-Badoo. And so that's kind of my little story with the bag. But that is one more thing. I saw when I was on Fat Quarter Shop, I saw that they had the floss pack for Santa's Village by Little House, Country Cottage Needleworks. And I had already decided a while back I wanted to do this series, and I want to stitch it as one. And I've got a couple of the charts, and I had already bought, I got my fabric from the Shepherd's Needle, and it was an 18 count raw opal. I don't know if you can tell in it, but it's got the, you can see the little flakes of gold in it. So that was my fabric I'd gotten, and I already had, these were not new, I've had these for a while. Santa's House, Reindeer Stables, North Pole Post Office, and Poinsettia Place. So when I saw the floss pack, I was like, well, I'm just going to get that. That will make, just a lot easier. So this is the floss pack. And I do, a couple of them call for just a couple thread, couple skeins of the overdyes. And so if I have them, I will use them. If I don't, I'm not going to worry about it. But this is, so I've got this all kitted up. I don't think I will start it until, because I know I won't finish it by Christmas this year. So I will, get this started hopefully in May. But I did accidentally, when I was purchasing these charts, because I purchased them at different times, I got the one of them twice. And so I plan on maybe, I thought maybe for Jolly July, maybe giving one as a giveaway. But that's all my looking. Yeah. I have some Stitchy Kindness. That was something I got on top of it, and I didn't want to miss this. I had one of my viewers, so sweet of her, send me a sunflower needle minder, and I just love it. She had remembered hearing me talk about how my dad, he liked to plant a garden, and how he always planted a row of sunflowers. And so, did it every year. And so she got me this. And I just love it. And I just thank her so much for it. It was so appreciative. I was so appreciative of it. And it was just so kind of her. Very unexpected. Did not have a clue that that was on its way. So, and that was, when I opened that up that day in the mail, I was so excited. It just made my day. So, but that's all. Like I am going to just continue. I'm hoping to finish the spring ABCs, and I'm going to work on my firework lane some more. And I've got a few other little whips that in there that I might work on this next week. So, but I feel like that will be my focus for the remainder of April, is to work on some of my whips. I do have some, some books to talk about. So if you're interested, please hang around and watch. But if not, I understand, and I hope you have a great week. For my books, I had, my last video I had talked about, that little thread just keeps getting on everything, The Last Flight, and it's by Julie Clark, and I finished it. I enjoyed the book. It was good. It kind of had, the ending to me was a little predictable, but there was a few characters in the ending and how the ending came about that was a little surprising. I didn't see that part coming. But this book was about two women running from two different things. Claire is running from an abusive husband that is in politics, very influenced, very rich, comes from a family just that's big into politics, very well known. He has a lot of influence in the politics. And so she's running from him. And Eva is running from, and I don't want to give away, Eva's running from a situation she got involved in college. And she is trying to get out of that situation. And she is running from it. And Claire had already made plans to get away from her husband because she felt like she already knew she just had to disappear. to be able to fully get away from him. But that plan at the last minute fell through. And so when she was at the airport, she runs across Ava, and they basically switch each other's identities. They switch planes. And you learn, from there on out, Claire goes to where Eva is because she has nowhere else to go. And so she's living in Eva's apartment and kind of figures out things through that, what's going on. And also towards, like I said, it's predictable. The husband towards the end figures out that she's really alive. And then, of course, Eva, you learn about Eva's situation and what's all going on with her. And I enjoyed both of them's story, but I was kind of drawn more into Eva's. And so, but yes, I highly recommend it. It was, as far as thrillers go, I have read some that are more, kind of have you sitting more on the edge of your seat, so to speak. But it was good, and so I enjoyed it. I recommend it. And then I got, from my Book of the Month Club, I picked up Arsenic and Adobo. Adobo? But this is about a girl that has broken up with her boyfriend, and she's moved home, and she's helping her, who is it? Let me put my glasses on so I can see it. How about that? It's just the family's, I guess, restaurant. And so it says here she has to deal with a group of matchmaking aunties who shower her with love and judgment. I thought that was kind of funny. But when a notorious nasty food critic who happens to be her ex-boyfriend drops dead moments after a confrontation with Lila's her name, her life just becomes a whirlwind. And it kind of, so I just thought that was interesting. I thought, sounds like a book I would enjoy. So that was my Book of the Month. And they also come with little bookmarks. So I had a little bookmark for that. I've got two books I want to talk about, that one I'm reading and one I'm listening to. The first one I'm listening to is it's Amelia Peabody series. They're written by Elizabeth Peters. And this is, I took a picture of the book because I've got it, it's on Hoopla. I have it on Hoopla. But this is the book. And there's several books in this series. This is, I think, book 4. I'm trying to read them in order. But I have Hoopla on my phone, and that's through my library. And so I was able to get this one through that. There's been a few, I've listened to all these. I haven't actually read it. I've had to get a couple of them from Audible because my library didn't have them. But I really enjoyed this series. Amelia Peabody and her husband are archaeologists, and they go to Egypt, and they explore the pyramids and the tombs, and there's always some sort of mystery that comes along with it. And now they've got their 8-year-old son, Ramsey, who is with them, and he always just calls them. He's very, I guess you could say he's a genius. He's very smart for his age, and they treat him like an adult. He's not at all treated like a child. And which is kind of funny to me. But I love Amelia. She is, the books take place, this one I'm reading is Lion in the Valley, and it takes place in 1895. And they are getting to, it says here, I wrote it down, they are getting to explore the much coveted burial chamber of the Black Pyramid in Dashur, and with their son Ramsey. But Ramsey will be abducted. And then her arch nemesis makes an appearance. So I'm enjoying them. But she's very, I think for the ladies back in her time, she's very independent, speaks her mind, just funny. I have burst out laughing several times with things that have been said and that she does. And her husband's very cantankerous, grouchy, just kind of grouchy old man. So kind of impression you get, and very loud spoken and gets angry real fast. And how she deals with him is so funny. He don't bother her. She just goes with it and puts him in his place and does not let him get under her skin. And it's very, I highly recommend these. And I'm also reading, and I'm reading this with my Sample of the Girls Book Club. It's called The Kitchen Front, and it's by Jennifer Ryan. And this one is about 2 years into World War II, Britain is feeling her losses. In an effort to help housewives with food rationing, a BBC radio program called The Kitchen Front is holding a cooking contest. The winner will become the co-host of this show. And so you have 4 contestants. You have one is a young widow whose husband has been killed in the war. And it is a chance for her to pay off debt and to keep a roof over her and her children's head. The house is very much falling apart, needs major repairs. And so this will give her a chance to get all that done. The second one is the kitchen maid. And this will give her a chance of freedom to get out from under that servants, so to speak, of the kitchen she's in. And then you've got the lady of the manor. And this is a chance for her to escape her wealthy husband's increasing hostile behavior. And you have the trained chef. And she is a woman. And she is trying, this will give her a chance to be able to compete with the men in the top of her profession. Because I'm sure back then women really had to work hard to make their way up the ladder in it. But I will say, 2 of these characters, I'm not going to tell you which one, but they're sisters. And so that's adding quite a little dynamic to it. And so, and then one of the kitchen maid, I'll tell you this, the kitchen maid works for the lady of the manor. So I'm curious to see how this is all going to play out and how they, since really 3 of them know each other, and now the 4th one is going to be thrown into it, how they're going to react to each other when one's doing better. Because I think it's in, you have 4 components. You have your appetizer, your main, 3, your appetizer, your main course, and your dessert, and they're all judged separately on those. And so I'm anxious to see how they handle when one does better than the other. But I'm really enjoying it. I think it's going to be good. I'm about at 50%. So yeah, I especially if you like historical fictions, I highly recommend it so far. It's been good. I want to share another little story. I was looking through one of my drawers and I ran across, I don't know if I've ever said it, but my mother was a big reader. My grandmother was also a big reader. And so my mother, years ago, started writing down her books that she read. And she really wasn't doing it for a journaling purpose because there's not a lot of, some of them she has like stars beside that, but she don't go in detail about, what she felt when she read the book or when she read it or nothing. She just did it because she started forgetting what books she was reading. And so this is the book that she had that she kept it in, this little spiral. And why I like it so much, one, it's in my mother's handwriting. And I understand now when, my mother used to tell me, we used to scrapbook together. And she used to just write books on the back of these pictures. And I'd be like, Mom, why are you writing so much? We don't need to know all that. And she'd be like, one day you'll be glad I did. And I am, because you do forget some people that are in the pictures. And, it's just, I enjoy looking at her handwriting now. And especially, my grandmother used to write recipes. My grandmother loved to read recipe books. And she would write in her books and her recipe books. And she also had cards. And I love those. Those are some of my prized possessions now that because it's my grandmother's handwriting. And so, but when I was reading through here, a lot of these books I knew that she had read. She used to go to the library all the time. So I wasn't surprised. But what really surprised me was she read Harry Potter. And I was like, if she told me she had read it, I forgot. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only adult that has not read Harry Potter. I don't have a desire to read it. But I know a lot of people love it, and they've recommended it, and they've read the series several times. I know my kids, even as they're young adults, but my daughter just reread Harry Potter. And so, but I don't know. I don't have the desire to, and I feel like I'm the only one. But I was just shocked when I saw that she had read, and she liked it. But she read a lot of Christian fiction novels. And she read, I can remember her talking about, she really wanted me to read the Jan Karen Mitford series, which I have. I've got the book. I started it, but then I put it down. It wasn't because I didn't like it. Something else I wanted to read first. And so, but anyway, I love this, and, you know, finding the importance of writing stuff down for memories. And so, yeah, just one of my great things I love. But that is really all I've got to share this week. I hope everybody has a great week. I hope you get a lot of stitching in. And so I will see you next time.